Stockdale. I'm Dr. Relander. Please, come on in. Please, Mrs. Stockdale, take a seat. Really very comfortable.
I guess you want to know why I'm here. I guess you want to know why I'm here. I loved the whole idea of being married to an officer. I never thought he might die. Maybe I was naive, but every time I look at the boys, I see his face, and It was the summer of 1964. That's when it all began. Jim was a squadron commander on the USS Ticonderoga.
Got it!
They were off the coast of Vietnam. It was August 4th. August 4th.
Batter up, 101, request immediate launch without a wingman.
Roger, batter up. We are assessing the situation. Batter up, you are cleared without a wingman to Maddox and Joy, vector 310, 0
miles. Switching to Maddox frequency. Maddox, this is batter up 15 miles out, coming straight in.
Batter up, this is Maddox. Tracking what appears to be North Vietnamese PT boats. We are at battle stations, ready to open fire.
Maddox, this is batter up, level at 1,000 feet.
North Vietnamese PT boats moving across the north.
Maddox, I see your wake on heading 321.
Enemy boats closing. From the northeast, 10 miles.
Maddox, all I see is you and Turner Joy.
Torpedo in the water!
Maddox, I see you firing, coming in for a closer look.
Turning, 027.
Maddox, I'm crossing your bow now.
Batter up, enemy boat closing from astern.
Maddox, I'm alongside you now.
Batter up, we're taking a boat under fire. Torpedo in the water!
Maddox, I don't...
Torpedo from the south! Torpedo in the water!
Maddox, I'll fire astern. Maddox, I am now firing astern.
Torpedo in the water! Torpedo in the water!
Maddox, I don't see anything.
Batter up, we're in a hard port turn.
Roger, Maddox, I see your port turn, but I do not see any other boats. No other wakes. Repeat, no other wakes.
Enemy boats closing in, 2,000 yards.
Maddox, I see you and Turner Joy, nothing else.
Enemy boats firing.
Repeat, Maddox.
Enemy boats firing! Torpedo in the water!
What the hell is going on?
Well, maybe you could tell us.
I don't know. I'm up there almost 2 hours firing everything I got, running out of fuel.
See any boats?
Nothing. No wakes, no torpedoes, no ricochets. I come back here and everybody's gone to bed. Where the hell is the war?
Sir, this just came down from the Maddox. No enemy sightings, no visual radar detected.
Over-eager sonar operator now thinks he didn't see any boats at all.
Just one big wild goose chase.
Damn near break my neck. And what the hell kind of... Michael, you make sure that Washington knows I didn't see any boats. You got it? I'm gonna hit the sack.
Commander? 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 The captain sent me down to wake you, sir.
What time is it?
0445, sir.
Sir, we just got a message from Washington to launch strikes against North Vietnam.
What for?
Reprisal, sir.
Reprisals for what?
For last night's attack on the destroyer, sir. The captain wants you to lead the main strike against the oil storage facilities at Vin. It's Washington's #1 priority, sir. Sir?
Yeah.
My fellow Americans, as President and Commander-in-Chief, it is my duty to the American people to report that renewed hostile actions against United States ships on the high seas in the Gulf of Tonkin have today required me to order the military forces of the United States to take action in reply.
White House today, President Johnson signed the Tonkin Gulf Resolution, supporting all necessary measures to prevent further aggression in Southeast Asia. In ordering airstrikes against North Vietnam, the president's national popularity has jumped 14 points, an important gain in his bid for re-election against Senator Barry Goldwater.
Oh, Taylor! Oh, the giant is about to awake. Ah! Sybil! I feel this giant getting up. Doyen, help me! Come on, let's go.
Just think if you had to wait for high tide. Jim called.
You?
Well, he couldn't reach you. He's waiting to be picked up at March Air Force Base.
Oh, good, he got my cable. But I thought he'd go right to his father.
Oh, well, he decided to come home first. He said he's leaving for Illinois tomorrow. Sid!
Now go on up, Stan. I'll be up in a minute. Come on. Boom.
I'll get him started. And no tidal waves.
Tidal wave.
Mother sent them this book on Mother Nature, and they decided to make one in the bathtub last week. I wish I was going with you.
I'll be okay.
Taylor got in the tub with his diaper on.
I'm coming.
Sib? Dad, I miss you. I felt you right there next to me this morning on the train, looking out across the fields. Everything seemed so simple, and I thought about it today. About us taking the train down from Chicago to Annapolis my first year. I remember I was so scared the spit was gone from my mouth. You just smiled. You took me on out the back of the train, and we watched the rails till the sun set, just like it was the front porch. You were so proud. hearing me take that oath. So I thought today about where I've been, what I've come to. And Dad, I never questioned that it would all make sense. Only now it doesn't somehow in the Gulf of Tonkin. And I thought if we could just sit on the back of that train one more time. There are so many things left for you to tell me. But I know what you'd tell me. Do your best to be the best midshipman here. Oh, Dad, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Supposed to soak.
You are, huh?
And then you lie back on a futon with a little bean-filled pillow under your head. That's what the woman said. Promise me.
Promise.
The airport.
The airport?
When we say goodbye, you just walk away and not look back.
We could try these, perhaps.
Jim.
I think so. Was it beautiful? Yes. Beautiful. I think so.
We can't afford these. Thank you.
Thank you.
He said we should put it all in a mutual fund. Margaret Gerster knows this man in San Diego who has a brother in New York who has an investment firm, but I don't know. I mean, didn't you tell me that Tom Hendricks is... What?
Do what you think is best.
No, I guess we'll just wait until you come home to decide. I wish it was now.
I love you. Be right back. Thanks.
Passengers boarding tickets to Yokohama, please be advised that flights have been delayed due to weather conditions. Check with your carrier for further information. Nagoto-sama, Nagoto-sama, information ですの方までご交渉ください。友達がお待ちです。そうですか。Passenger Nagoto, please come on information desk. Mr. Nagoto, please meet your funding information desk. Right to American Sandwich, Los Angeles Cityのお客様の大のより、大のより、断言と
We're all set.
Why is it always the same?
Next year we'll be in Washington.
I love you.
Flight number 731, Los Angeles, now boarding at gate 2. All passengers please proceed directly to gate number 2. Flight 4、約80日、シティからただいま何番ゲートに向かいましょう。国際のポストの方までご乗車ください。
It was his last cruise as a fighter pilot before going to Washington. He was the carrier air group commander, the boss of all the pilots. My dearest Syb, we're heading south for the firing line, and I'm about to force myself to get on with this terrible business.
This is Weather Scout. 00 at the bridge in heavy rain.
Assault 2, this is 007. Flight proceed to secondary targets.
Roger, 007. Old Assault 2 right behind you.
Assault 2, this is 007. Rolling in. All right, here we go.
System going 8. Assault 2, this is 007. Mayday. Mayday. Is losing altitude, going down 1,500 feet. Mayday, Mayday, 007. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
Good night, Mommy.
He ejected at around 1,000 feet. He was seen landing in a heavily populated area.
What about the radio beeper?
There were no signs of life after the parachute hit the ground.
But you don't know.
He'll be listed as missing for the time being.
If he's alive or dead.
Any new information will be forwarded to you immediately.
Mom, do you think he's dead?
Jimmy, I'll always tell you the truth. I don't know what to think.
Lemao! Le Cabo! Cabo! Le Cabo! 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 Khan! 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 Du Tatao! Du Tatao! Du Tatao! Lemao! Du Tatao! Up! Up!
Criminals are under an obligation to give full and clear written or oral answers to all questions raised by the counsel. All attempts and tricks intended to evade answering further questions and acts directed to opposition by refusing to answer any questions will be considered a manifestation of obstinacy and antagonism, which deserves strict punishment. The criminals must demonstrate a cautious and polite attitude toward the officers and guards in the camp, and must render greetings when met by them, by bowing all the way down at the waist. When the Vietnamese officers and guards come to the rooms for inspection, or when they are required by the camp officers to come to the room, the criminals must carefully and neatly put on their clothes, stand at attention, bow a greeting, and await further orders. The criminals must maintain silence in the detention rooms.
Refused. Answer their questions. Heavy iron bar rope. Suffocating.
Hey! Đi, vô ơi! Đi mau!
Please, sit down. How are you feeling? Is your food adequate?
Stockdale, you and I are both lifelong military officers. We must join together to bring this war to an end. You will help me. You do not realize it now, but I think you will.
I want to know why we are being kept in solitude and filth. Why medical work on my leg.
You are not entitled to Geneva Convention privileges. You are guilty of bombing schools, churches. These are crimes against humanity. But do not forget, in this country, we take care of medical problems only after political problems are resolved.
I understand. I just want to know if his family will continue to receive his pay. Well, what is the Navy's policy regarding men missing in action? I see. Well, then you'll let me know as soon as possible. Thank you. Goodbye. All right, one more, I think.
Mommy, I'm sorry about Dad.
Me too. All right, let's get these off. And you can go back to your room.
want you to tell your government to stop this illegal and immoral war. Even your Senator Fulbright says America has guilt on her conscience. Even Fulbright, who supported the turned-up charges of the so-called North Vietnamese attack on your destroyers. Sit down. Our country cannot win this war on the battlefield. A war is not decided by weapons, it's so much by the national will. And once the American people understand this war, they will have no more interest in pursuing it. And we'll win this war on the streets of New York. This is what you must write. You are an old man. You must think of yourself. Go back to your cell and work on it.
The American forces of imperialist aggression are wantonly bombing schools, churches, and pagodas. This is what you want, right?
Stupid pigeon English propaganda and unclean, is that it? And what? What's next? Because I know what's next. I know what you want me to write, but you're waiting for me to write for your war on the streets of New York? True story of the Gulf of Tonkin. Like that little secret, wouldn't you? Feed to America's conscience. End the war. The opening ploy is a test. Tip of the iceberg test, a silly, stupid little test! Do your best to be the best midshipman here.
Write it.
No.
Write the paper. Submit?
No.
Do you submit?
I submit.
Both these off, you risk any?
Commander Hawkins, I have 4 boys to feed. I have a mortgage that is due at the end of the month. I want to know right now whether or not we are going to receive my husband's paycheck. And if you cannot give me an answer, then I am going to call the Admiral in charge of Navy personnel. Yes, I'll wait. Special delivery. Thank you. Sometimes I dream about the way he looks. The dark blue uniform, the gold buttons, the white gloves. It was 8 months. 8 months, and I still hadn't heard anything about Jim. I tried to fight the fear by reading about Vietnam, the climate, the people, this war.
In you go.
Call me if you want to go to a movie.
Yeah, okay, I'll see if
All right.
Karen can babysit.
Great. I'll talk to you later.
Yep, that was fun.
Bye.
Dorian! Dorian!
What is it? What's wrong?
These came. One's from Jim.
He's alive.
But the other one, someone else wrote. I don't know. I just don't want to be alone in the house when I read them. I keep thinking over all the years, the things I meant to say and never did, even though reason tells me you understand how deeply I love you. I only wish now I had said more, for you must know you are the purpose and love of my life. All my love, Jim. Hello? Yes? Oh, I didn't expect to hear from you so soon. Well, I knew Jim would want the Navy to read his letters. Yes, there were many confusing things. Yes, I thought maybe he just forgot. Near you, que sera, sera, fry me a cookie in a can of lard. Well, there are others, but I see. Yes, I suppose so. Okay. Fine. I'll let you know. Thank you. Goodbye.
Who was that, Mom?
A Commander Burroughs of Naval Intelligence. Something about Dad. He wants me to come to Washington.
When you got to the part where he wrote, I wish you'd repay Paul Blake a couple of stamp books. Just drop by. He lives right across from the Schreibers. What'd you think?
It made no sense. First of all, it's not like Jim to worry about a couple of stamp books. And secondly, Paul lives 400 miles away.
You know who lives across the street from Paul Blake?
No.
Commander Harry Chadwick. He's been listed as missing. See, we think that Jim is trying to tell us that Chadwick is alive in Hanoi.
I had no idea.
I'd like you to think about something. The North Vietnamese are withholding virtually all information about our men. Now, we think we can establish a channel of communications with our prisoners in Hanoi. We need your help.
But isn't that dangerous? I mean, what if Jim got caught? They'd kill him, wouldn't they? And I'd be responsible.
I'm not going to lie. You'd be taking his life in your hands. That's why I want you to think it over very carefully.
Mommy! Mommy? Is Daddy a criminal?
No. Some kids down the beach were talking. Your father is a prisoner of war. Now, that doesn't mean he's done anything wrong. You're going to be hearing a lot of things. Some of them are true and some of them are not true. But the important thing is how we feel about Dad. Because nothing, not even a war, can change that, can it?
Your mother and I, we were watching the news, and it's something I think you should know. The North Vietnamese, they say they're going to try the prisoners as war criminals.
I had a dream last night. I was sitting watching television and the boys were next to me. And we watched as they brought Jim out. His wrists were bound. He was blindfolded. And then they put him up against a stone wall. He looked so tiny. Somebody shouted. The rifles rose. And they shot him dead. Just sat there and watched.
Sybil.
Just sat there and let it happen.
How old is Jim's mother?
77. The thing is about Jim's mother, she would never make a surprise visit anywhere. She's afraid of flying, and she won't go near the water because she's afraid of being drowned. I figure if I put all of that in a letter to Jim, then he'll know something's up. It all sounds so simple. If he doesn't get caught.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
Stockdale, please sit down. On the occasion of your religious holiday, the Democratic Republic of Vietnam offers you tea and sweets. And we offer you a banana brought here by Cuban visitors. On the occasion of Christmas, my government presents you these two letters from your wife. In here are two photographs, one of your children and one of your mother.
Jimmy started prep school in September, just as we had planned. He sent me a picture of himself in his varsity football uniform. And speaking of pictures, I'm sending you one of your mother. She surprised us all last week by flying out on impulse. We were all flying out. We all went for a swim in the ocean, and I took this picture. She sends you her enduring love as always. Swim in the ocean, flying out. This is not my mother. This cannot be my mother. I know it's not my mother. I stopped by Paul Blake's the other day and paid back the stamps you borrowed. Paul, you paid back the stamps. Sybil, you paid back the stamps. Paul and I shared a good laugh remembering your first cruise together. He says, regards, January the same. I loved your letters. How I loved your letters the way I was your darling, and you my adoring husband.
Returning from Hanoi last week, Reverend Stevers said one American prisoner told how when he ejected from his plane, he expected to be killed or tortured by his captors, but awakened instead in the care of a nurse. This report confirms government statements regarding prisoner treatment.
Sid, come on!
Women strike for peace. San Francisco. Darling, your adoring husband. You got it. You got it. Is that why you came all the way out from Washington?
Yeah, it's the message that Jim sent. You know, I promised you I'd always tell you the truth. I'll be right outside.
"16 hours a day." I tried to imagine 16 hours a day being tortured. And I thought, well, now Now the government will go to the press and tell the world the truth about North Vietnam. Because we, the wives, we weren't supposed to talk to anyone. That's what the Navy said. Help your men by keeping quiet. Weeks went by. Months. Nothing happened. 16 hours a day. Ambassador Harriman, I think we both know the truth.
The North Vietnamese do not acknowledge the Geneva Convention. But we are doing everything possible to ensure the humane treatment of our men. I can assure you, we are covering a wide range of activities.
I want to know what is being done to help our prisoners of war.
Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to give you any details.
It's been 2 years since my husband was shot down. I have been sitting home. I have been keeping quiet. But when I hear that representatives from the State Department believe that our prisoners of war are being held in private homes, living an easy life, teaching English, then I think it's time for the public to know the truth.
August 1964. You were where?
The Mediterranean. VF-32.
Stockdale, you are an educated man. And I know you understand the world. You could be a force for peace. Hundreds of Americans are captured now. You must help me lead them against the war. This war brought upon my country by your government. The time is nigh.
Time is nigh. The time is nigh. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Major Bui, huh? What is that supposed to mean? Either way, you figure you'll win, right? Either I'll come around or I'll screw up. And then what? What will you win? What, the Gulf of Tonkin? Well, the bad news is you already know the truth about that. And if you think that I know the truth and you want me to tell the whole world about it, you just roll out the ropes. Is that it? Well, the good news is you don't know that I know. No, not yet. Not ever. You will never know.
Hi. I'm Mike Haggerty.
James Stockdale.
We are happy today to share a program with an American war criminal. He will read from articles by the distinguished American journalist Harrison Salisbury of the New York Times, who has visited Hanoi.
Despite air defense training, civil defense work, military training, life goes on in Hanoi. When an air alert sounds, the workers take their guns and their tin hats and rush for the roofs or posts in the open beside the air raid shelters. There they stand with their guns at ready, scanning the sky for the sight of an American plane.
Hanoi authorities said the toll of child casualties in the raids of December 13th and 14th was unusually high because many were small children left unattended at home while their parents were working.
They'll use this against each other.
The youngsters
They'll find a way.
did not know how to get into shelters or did not realize that the attacks were in progress.
place is being prepared for those black criminals who persist in inciting others to oppose the camp authority. All the rest of the criminals must strive to be worthy of Vietnamese leniency and generosity. Those who repent will be permitted to go home even before the war is over.
So simple. It's working. Everyone is refusing to read on the camp radio. He's gone. Get together. We all refuse to obey their demands. They can't fight us.
Every time I hear them take someone out, I don't know. I keep thinking, Christmas Day, they have me hanging from the ceiling on the hook, upside down. I refuse to write. I'm a war criminal. I bomb churches, schools, pagodas. I thought, hell, I'll hang here all day. They can beat me to a bloody pulp. I'll die before I write what they want. Then they put me in the ropes. I was crying like a baby. It was ridiculous. I couldn't hold out.
I know, Mike.
I just couldn't.
I know. None of us can. Believe me, we've all felt a failure. That's what they want. Fear of the pain. The guilt of giving up some useless bit of information. It's the edge they need to break us down, take away our self-respect, make us tools for their propaganda. And I'm telling you, we can stop it.
How?
By saying no. We must refuse to be reasonable. We have to make them hurt us before we give them anything. Day after day, every one of us forcing them to pay a price to get what they want. We need our own system of laws, our own criteria for right and wrong, to keep our self-respect, to live with the torture. It's the only way that life will make sense here.
The two East German journalists spent 7 weeks in North Vietnam. They reported the American prisoners were well treated, and their daily rations include soup, rice, vegetables, meat, fruit, and tea. The camp is said to be so comfortable that the prisoners call it the Hanoi Hilton. The two East Germans claim the treatment of the prisoners in Hanoi does full credit to the Geneva Convention. Sources close to the...
I have been going through your records. Your biographical file is incomplete and misleading. Your first cruise in the Gulf of Tonkin, it was in 1965. Is it not true that you were there in 1964 on carrier Ticonderoga? Take these sheets of paper and write a description of all the secret briefings and bombing missions you have flown.
No.
Do you refuse to obey an order of the camp authority?
I'm sorry, Stockdale.
Stockdale heading for Riviera!
they put him in the ropes and they wanted him to talk, he said, "No, sir, that is against my commanding officer's orders." Well, that was all they needed. The major was called in, they cinched up the old ropes, spilled his guts. The orders, your name, they've been taking guys in, trying to find the chain of command. Paul Townsend, over in Thunderbird. Guys, I saw him go, but haven't heard from him since.
He's dead.
Who is your central committee?
All of us, 212 Americans. You'll have to kill us all.
Hi. Hi. Okay, if we stop at the library?
Sure.
I want to pick up some books for my class.
Fine.
Read this.
Dear Captain Stockdale, you have been selected for Deep Draft Command? Please accept my most sincere congratulations on this achievement. We will be attempting to place you in command of your ship at an early date.
Don't they know where he is? For God's sakes, does anyone care? Yes, Mrs. Stockdale, of course, Mrs. Stockdale. We're doing everything we can, Mrs. Stockdale. You must understand, well, it's been 9 months since I have heard from Jim, and I do not understand. I feel so helpless. 16 hours a day, Jim was being tortured. I wanted to tell the whole world about it. But if Hanoi found out that I had inside information, it might make it worse for him. So I had to lie. Now, I could lie to protect him. But I couldn't lie anymore for my country. My country that still refused to tell the truth about our POWs. It's just not going to work. That way, fine. It doesn't mean that we have to do the same thing. Hi, Stan. I'm busy now. I'll talk to you later, okay? The point is, we want someone from the State Department to come to San Diego and tell us what they are doing to help our POWs, and that is all we need to say.
What makes you think they're going to answer us now? We've been writing to them for months.
Not as an organization. We'll start by writing to the State Department. If we don't hear from them, then we'll write to every member of Congress, and we'll keep writing until somebody gives us an answer. What about the White House? Maybe things will be different.
Stan,
Let's start with the state. We've been after them the longest.
you want to play some ball?
Connie, why don't you draft the letter and we can go over it Friday? Did Doyen call?
She said she'd pick you up at 4:30.
Oh, boy. Sid, this goes in at 5.
Dr. Rossfield's office called. Stan's new glasses will be ready Friday.
Oh, good. Coleslaw and beans, okay? I will try to get back in time, but don't wait for me. There's ketchup in the bag.
Sybil, they're ready for you.
I'll be right there.
Are you all right?
Yes. Would you hold this for me, please?
Sure. What would the League like to tell our listening audience?
We want the Nixon administration to denounce the North Vietnamese government for its treatment of the American prisoners of war.
You and the other prisoners' wives have avoided any kind of publicity. Why are you breaking your silence now?
We feel that the only way to change the treatment of the prisoners is to hold the North Vietnamese government up to world opinion and to tell the truth.
What is the truth?
That the International Committee of the Red Cross has been denied the right to inspect the camps, that there has been restriction on the flow of mail.
What about your husband? Do you hear from him?
7 letters in the last 3 years. I've written 55. He's received perhaps 4. His mother died last year. I have written that information in every single letter, and I don't think he still knows.
There have been conflicting reports about the treatment of the prisoners in the camps.
I think Jim is in solitary confinement. He's lost weight. His handwriting, it's deteriorated.
Do you think he's being tortured?
No.
Sybil, I know it's important what you're doing. It's just, I don't know. Things have changed. Oh, and I don't mean seeing your face in all the newspapers or here on TV. I mean, you're so caught up in it, trying to do so much.
I've heard that, okay? I don't need to hear it from you. I saw Dr. Rossfield this afternoon. The reason Stan can't read, the real reason is because he's upset. He doesn't have a daddy. And he doesn't have a mummy. Ready for bed? Stan. Come here. I know you love Dad very much. I do too. And I'm doing everything I can to help him. And because I've been so upset, I've needed to keep busy. Teaching, everything. It's made me feel better, but I think it's been unfair to you. So I want you to know that I'm going to stop teaching. I'm going to spend more time with you. We can't do anything about Dad. We can only try, but we need each other. Okay? What do you say?
Sit.
I have been going through your biographical file. You have never submitted a complete report of your military activity before being captured. I understand that there are sometimes more than 3,000 men on an aircraft carrier. In the Mediterranean, the pilots in your squadron, what were their names? Surely you must remember. No. The summer of 1964,
men humanely. I am distressed by the fact that there is clear evidence that this is not the case. In the meantime, we appeal to the North Vietnamese and to the Viet Cong to respect
This is what
human
Mummy's been
rights
working
of
for,
those
Stan.
whom they hold prisoners of war.
Mom? You can take this to Paris.
Thank you. As the wife of the highest-ranking naval officer held prisoner in your country, I feel an obligation to speak for all the women who seek to know whether they are wives or widows. Will every member of our league have to come to Paris in person to make this inquiry?
That will not be necessary. We will answer all written inquiries.
We have written.
All letters sent to Paris will be forwarded to Hanoi and answered by mail.
A woman called me before I left to come here. Her husband is listed as missing. She has 7 children and she is dying. She wants to know if she will leave her children with the knowledge that their father will return or if she's going to leave them as orphans. I'd like to go home with an answer.
We know all about you, Mrs. Stockdale. We know that you are the pioneer of this movement in your country. We would advise you to direct your questions to your own government.
All around town, the bridge is falling down. All the girls together, me and maybe Aurora. We tripped the line, fantastic, on the sidewalk. New York.
The General Staff Officer thanks you for your security report on carrier personnel and defense. He realized that you can be put in prison in America for giving him such valuable information. But it will be kept in strict confidence as long as you are cooperative. And now, he has suggested that you be permitted to take a bath and become more comfortable for your trip downtown. There will be many foreign journalists. They have many questions to ask. Questions raised by American senators about the so-called North Vietnamese attack on the destroyers in the Gulf of Tonkin. The whole world is watching America try to squirm out of this illegal war. Quickly.
No! Get to your feet! You are not entitled to the ropes. You will wear a hat. D! What are we going to do, huh? What am I going to tell the General Staff Officer about our trip downtown?
You tell the Major. The commander decided not to go.
I try to imagine what it's like there. His day. What he does. What he thinks about. What he feels. But I can't. So I think you just have to work harder. Push harder to help. Keep focused. So we opened a national headquarters here in Washington. It was a long way from my dining room table. And 5 years from when it all began.
Thank you, Mrs. Stockdale. What did the president tell you in your meeting with him?
President Nixon assured all of us that an integral part of any settlement of the war must include a satisfactory resolution of the prisoner issue.
Have you had any
Mrs. Stockdale, have you received letters from your husband?
Yes, but not for a year. The prisoners are now allowed only to write on an official form. My husband wrote 5 lines. 5 lines. That's all I have left.
You didn't tell me you lived in a mansion.
Well, actually, it's the only house I could find so quickly in Washington. Oh, the boys are so glad to see you. They have everything planned. We'll go to the Smithsonian, and I think that I can get us into the White House. And how about Monticello? Oh, Jimmy has always wanted to go there, and I keep forgetting Jimmy's away at school.
You want to tell me what's going on? You look like hell. Have you seen a doctor?
I'm just tired. All the time, I'm tired.
You're depressed.
It was a mistake to move back here, Doyen. I don't know. Sid came back from his school and he didn't feel he belonged.
Mistakes can be undone.
Things cost more. The boys don't have any real friends.
Move back.
I don't have the money. I've done everything I can think of to do. And I still don't have to.
I want you to see a doctor.
I'm not sick.
I didn't say you were. I didn't say you were. You need to talk to someone. Sometimes friends are not enough.
Mrs. Stockdale, I'm Dr. Relander. Please, come on in. Please, Mrs. Stockdale, take a seat. Really very comfortable.
I guess you want to know why I'm here. I guess you want to know why I'm here.
Stockdale, I'm glad you are well again. You have made for us great difficulties, but all can be forgotten. I need someone to talk with, an American professor who is visiting Hanoi. I assure you there will be no propaganda, and all I want you to do is see him.
You know I won't do that.
We have much in common, Stockdale. You and I are the same age. We have sons. And I just hoped you will do this. You know, I have a lot of pressure on me, just as any military man.
No.
I'm sorry. There are certain inconsistencies in your file. It could become worse for you. How long has it been, Stockdale?
Nearly 6 years.
I'm afraid it's going to be a few more.
What are you doing?
Just reading some letters. Just reading some letters from my wife. What is the problem?
Wolfman, Sweet Pea, Hawk. Who are these names? What is this? Thunderbird. Who are these things? This note, it has many leads. We'll have names, details, and all the answers. We'll break your system this time. 你就對自己。Sit down. You will sit in this chair tonight and you will contemplate your crimes against the Vietnamese people. Tomorrow is when you start. Tomorrow is when you will be brought down. Đi.
Stop the interrogation. I have to stop the flow. Your best. To be the best midshipman here.
You know, with everything I've done, I wonder if it's really made any difference for Jim.
I think you've done more than even you realize.
Always the optimist. It's just that I don't know what to do now.
I have decided there will be no interrogation. You will be moved back to your cell.
Dad, I stopped the flow.
for this radio and television time tonight for the purpose of announcing that we today have concluded an agreement to end the war and bring peace with honor in Vietnam and in Southeast Asia. A ceasefire, internationally supervised, will begin at 7 p.m. this Saturday, January 27, Washington time. Within 60 days from this Saturday, all Americans held prisoners of war throughout Indochina will be released. There will be the fullest possible accounting for all of those who are missing in action. During the same 60-day period, all American forces will be withdrawn from South Vietnam. The people of South Vietnam have been guaranteed the right to determine their own future without outside interference. By joint agreement, the full text of the agreement and the protocols to carry it out will be issued tomorrow. Throughout these negotiations, we have been in the closest consultation with President Thieu and other representatives of the Republic of Vietnam.
The men will receive complete medical checkups and be debriefed here at Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines before going on to the States. This first group of American prisoners of war held in North Vietnam was released today in Hanoi. Operation Homecoming has been working around the clock to ensure the best possible treatment for the returning men. The families have been kept fully informed by service representatives and anxiously await word from their loved ones. Reunions are scheduled to take place back in the States.
Hello? Jim?
Syb?
Yes!
This is Jim, Syb. Syb?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I love you, Syb. I'm so proud about all you've been doing.
I love you, Jim. Are you all right?
I've got a stiff leg. I wouldn't worry, though. It gives me a little style. I said it gives me a little style.
It doesn't seem possible, does it?
No, Syb, it doesn't. I haven't forgotten anything.
I haven't either.
I think if it hadn't been for her, if she hadn't become the public figure that she did, the North Vietnamese would have left me in that puddle of blood on the floor to die. So did you ever find out what happened to that Gulf of Tonkin resolution?
I got a few laughs from the fellows in Honolulu when I said I was too young to remember. But they said it became a political football while you were in prison. Senator Fulbright had big hearings. People became disillusioned with it. Nixon finally declared the thing null and void, but by then it was 1971. And most people wanted to forget about it. I don't know, it just kind of went away.
Why don't you pull it tighter, Jim?
I got it tight. It's on the nail. You got to pull it from your end.
I'm trying. There's a tree in my back.
Well, just hook it on the nail.
That's what I'm doing, okay?
A little bit higher, Sid.
You got to go higher, Sid.
How's that?
That's fine.
Pull it tighter.
I am. There's a seam here. I don't want to rip it.
You won't rip it. Don't worry about it.
Out, all
You
right?
can do better than that.
For the past 7 or 8 years, I doubt there was a prisoner of war in Hanoi who did not occasionally hum that old refrain, California, here we come. Well, California, we have come. I'm proud to represent these men. We've fought together, we've laughed together, we've cried together, and we've prayed together. Sometimes the words were those familiar to you in this Navy crowd. If I am tempted, make me strong to resist. If I should miss the mark, give me the courage to try again. May I so live that I can stand unashamed and unafraid before my shipmates, my loved ones, and thee. I think God answered that prayer. Thank you.
My fellow Americans, as President and Commander-in-Chief, it is my duty to the American people to report that renewed hostile actions against United States ships on the high seas in the Gulf of Tonkin have today required me to order the military forces of the United States to take action in reply. The initial attack on the destroyer Maddox on August 2nd was repeated today by a number of hostile vessels attacking 2 U.S. destroyers with torpedoes. The destroyers and supporting aircraft acted at once on the orders I gave after the initial act of aggression.